Conshafter got its name. Chris and I met in college at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and we were both on the rowing team. We had a teammate named Mike Conshafter. I believe it was a Weezer song that had come on the radio back then, and we had decided that we would try to form a band. I played guitar, Chris sang, and Mike seemed to think that was a horrible idea, so we said that we would name the band after him.
Dave and I have been working on a studio project called Conshafter, and at the time it was just a studio project we were doing with friends. And then when it started to get some national attention, we decided to put a band around it.
You know, it's always difficult to classify your own music, but I think we were Spin.com's Band of the Day a while back, and I think they did a pretty good job on classifying us as a mix between the Pixies, the Cars, and Weezer. So I think that's a pretty good mix. You've got your kind of dancey drum beats with rock and roll guitar riffs and kind of pop vocal melodies. It all works well together, I guess.
I like to say our music actually reflects on all of our personalities. Like, we're very energetic and fun and stupid. Not so much about listening to our music, but also seeing our live shows a lot too. Just the way we like to interact with our crowd and stuff.
It's funny, for a band that started off as a studio project, I think our live show is the best thing to do. I think we've always felt like if someone's going to pay $5 to come see us play, we've got an obligation. We're professional entertainers, and we have to earn that $5.
I mean, I feel like for probably the last 7 years, we probably played any place there was to play in Richmond. We've come across all kinds of bands. There's a lot of diversity in the scene. It's been one that's been supportive of us. Richmond's kind of a gritty city with gritty bands. You know, we've gone other places that I feel like you can maybe get people with more of a pop sheen, but I think that there's a realness to what people have to say here, and, you know, people don't deal with music that's not from the heart, I feel like.
I think it's really cool that, you know, there's so much musical talent here, so many different styles of music, and I think people are generally really accepting. If I had a criticism of the Richmond music scene, it wouldn't have to do with the bands. It has probably more to do with the fact that I think there's probably more great bands here than there are great fans. But at the end of the day, I think as musicians we have to take responsibility for that and do a better job of promoting ourselves so more people in Richmond know that there's tons of great bands and great venues in which to see the bands.
I think we've really, especially with this last record, we laid ourselves out emotionally, financially, probably to a point that nobody really should.
As the person who writes the majority of the lyrics for it, I would say that this is as honest and heartfelt a work as I know how to do. I think in an age where it's really easy to be cynical, because there's a lot of things wrong with the world, and I'm not saying there isn't a place for that, but I think with this one we really consciously tried to write an album that had a lot of themes of uplift and hope. And I think it's hard to do well, you know, and not come off sounding like an American greetings card. And I think we achieved it on this one. I think the record is gritty and real and honest, but at the same time, there's reasons to hope.
Go to www.conshafter.com. We've got myspace.com/conshafter. Our music's all on iTunes as well, so if interested, check out Bombs Way Baby on iTunes and say hi to us.